are listening to Mike Guido and Josh Tariff. Buckle up! Buckle up!
All righty, here we go. We are
Mike and Josh.
back.
Mike and
We're
Josh.
Mike and Josh.
Mike and Josh. Mike and Josh.
It's great to have you on another episode of Mike and Josh. It's great to have you here. Hello, everybody. I'm Mike Guido. That is Josh Tariff. It is great to have you on this beautiful Thursday evening. We have plenty of stuff to go over today. NBA playoffs, full swing. Josh is heartbroken and angry, and I don't even know if there are words in the English language that can sum up exactly how you feel at this very moment, Josh.
What Mike is referring to is my, since we last spoke last week, I said on this show that if the Orlando Magic were to lose Game 6, and they would lose Game 7 and fire Coach Jamahl Mosley.
You did.
And that is exactly what happened in record-breaking proportions, to say the least.
Yep.
So I got some stuff to talk about with that in a little bit.
Yeah, we have plenty of stuff to hit on today. I got to be honest with you. I am not all that impressed with my very own.
Did I lose Mike?
Are we having technical difficulties now?
We were, because you were frozen and sipping a drink as I was crying about my Orlando Magic, but now you appear to be back.
See, this is I think like just every once in a while we get like these days where just nothing works ever. And it pisses me off. It really does. Like it's 2026. Have we not completely mastered the art of, I mean, this is essentially, Josh, a glorified video chat, is it not?
Oh, 100%.
I mean, have we not mastered the art of video chatting in 2026? Stuff should work.
It's okay.
That's what drives me crazy.
It's okay. If needed, I'll find the nearest payphone and call you collect.
You know what makes me like even more like sour than that?
What?
Is like when calls drop.
Oh,
The
yes.
same exact reason. How long have people been calling other people? Forever, right? Like
I can ask Alexander Graham Bell.
when Alexander Graham Bell invented the telephone, okay, we've had since then till now to figure out how to make calls not drop, and we still haven't figured it out. God.
You are.
We got Elon Musk who's throwing spaceships into space, and we can't get darn phones to work.
All right. 30 seconds before we went on the air, Mike Guido said, "I'm exhausted and I have no energy."
All
And
right.
then immediately he's "Get off my lawn, man."
Yeah, this is, but you know, this is the thing though, is I am tired and cranky and like I need a nappy wappy, and this is not helping.
Well, you can just sleep through the Pistons Cavs game too if you want, and not stress about it.
No, well, that, I mean, I'm not even going to try and get it up on my screen and split screen it because it's going to mess up the whole flow of everything. And I don't need any more stuff to piss me off. I just don't. Anyway, Josh, we have more than just the NBA playoffs to talk about.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers is reportedly, I guess, close to signing with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'll be honest with you, I don't even know how much of a story that is. I really don't. Like, it's so long and drawn out, and it's very tiresome, and it's such a bad move for the Steelers to, invest themselves in. We'll obviously talk about Jamahl Mosley. Again, I have not been very impressed with my Cleveland Cavaliers in this playoff run, despite the fact that they're in the second round. That Raptors series was not all that pretty. So hopefully they can take advantage of something, maybe a drawn out Pistons team that's, again, that was in a position where maybe they didn't see themselves being in as a 1 seed. We'll talk about that as well. Draymond Green, Charles Barkley, where do we fall on that whole scenario? I feel like this is going to be like Mike and Josh, like the Mike and Josh version of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Like, it is just going to be a drama-filled, like, anger.
Should we have a whole Mike Vrabel, Diana Rossini topic as well then?
I'm surprised. I'm surprised we haven't talked about it already, to be honest. I really am. I'm stunned. I really am. I that is undoubtedly the biggest story in sports, without it, like, not even a question. It's undoubtedly the biggest story in sports, is the Diana Rossini Mike Vrabel thing.
What I don't understand with it is, how do all these other like random photos and videos just magically emerge that no one has ever seen or heard of?
I think some of it's AI. I do. I think
Wow.
some of it is AI. I do. Listen, I think there's a real possibility that some of the images or videos or whatever are completely made up. Somebody
Don't you think TMZ would be able to decipher and then be like, oh, our bad, this was AI?
No, I don't. I don't think they'd be able to do that because nobody else can. I think there are genuinely people out there that are throwing up AI videos on the internet. Okay. They are typing into AI generator whatevers and having it spit out, make a Mike Vrabel, Diana Rossini affair video thing from 2016, make it look a little older, make it look like real footage, and it'll just spit it out. I mean, it is amazing how some of that stuff works, Josh. I genuinely think that some of it is AI. I really do.
Well, you really are get off my lawn guy today, then, if that's what you're thinking.
And the thing that is like kind of annoying me now, again, just to continue with the trend of me being a grouchy old guy today, I can hear,
and me being a vibrant young man, yes,
I can hear the delay on your side. Like, I can hear myself finishing the sentence that I'm saying on your side of the mic.
I have no idea why. Again,
I don't know.
My side appears to be crystal clear.
I'm not. You are crystal clear to me, but there's clearly a delay. I'm done.
We got this, Mike. We got this. Come on. Shake it off. Shake it off.
Oh.
We can do this.
You know what, Josh? I am tired of being angry. I'm going to let my heart rate settle a little bit. Now I think it's your turn to be angry. Let's talk about your Orlando Magic. Okay.
We'll just talk about the Orlando Magic and Jamahl Mosley then. So, obviously, we all know at this point, the Orlando Magic had the record-breaking collapse in Game 6 and then competed for about a quarter and a half in Game 7, only to then decide to stop playing. And Jamahl Mosley, the following day, was relieved of his coaching duties. I was telling people during Game 7, I knew Orlando was losing in the first minute of the game. And the reason I knew that was because all of a sudden, Jalen Suggs had a steal. He is driving for a fast break. And instead of going up and powering in for the layup, maybe at worst getting fouled on his way up to go to the line, he then at the last second throws a behind-the-back pass to Paolo, who was not expecting the ball. Paolo then bobbled it, and by the time he got it and went up, he was blocked by Asor Thompson. Because if you had a coach that was trying to bring you guys out of the absolute dumps from giving up a record-breaking lead in Game 6, and in Game 7, in the first minute of the game, you are trying to do something that is showboating, with a behind-the-back pass after a steal. That shows there was no discipline and no adjustments, no ways of getting ahead to boost the confidence to make them move forward.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, all right, we're done. And it ain't just game 6 and game 7 where this was, because I will tell you, I've said it on the show, I have been a Jamahl Mosley supporter. I think over the span of him being the coach of the Orlando Magic, he has done a great job, and he will absolutely get another head coaching job at some point in the future. In the last 4 years combined, the Orlando Magic are 4th in the NBA in total defensive rating. They have become one of the elite defensive teams in the NBA, and that is because of Jamahl Mosley. The offensive side and the discipline and leadership and adjustments, that is where he fell by the wayside. And here is an example of this is not even all the games that they were ahead at some point during the season. These are some of the notable games that we got a graphic for, if you don't mind putting it up here, that they were ahead. So during this season, back in October, early in the season, there was a point where the Magic were up 14 on the Hawks. They lost that game by 4. A couple weeks later, against Boston, up by 12, lost by 4. A couple weeks later, up on Houston by 14, including being up by 11 in the fourth quarter. They lost by 4 in overtime. In December, up by 14 against Denver, then got down by 21, only to lose by 11. At the end of the calendar year, up 21 on Toronto, lost by a point. Beginning of the year in January, up 13 on the Bulls, lost by 7. February, had a 5-point lead on Phoenix in overtime and lost by 3 in double overtime. End of February, up 19 on Houston, lost by 5. A big game that was very notable out here in LA. In March, they were up on the Lakers by 5 with 50 seconds left in the game. They lost by a point. And then, of course, game 6 on May 1st, up 24 in the third quarter at home in a playoff elimination game to get to the second round for their first time in 16 years. And then they lose by 14.
That's the most egregious loss I've ever seen.
Like the one in game 6, yes.
Yeah.
So if you could also just put up the graphic one more time, because if we take out the playoff one, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 other examples that I gave. If they won 3 of those 9, they are the 5 seed and would play Cleveland in the first round. Now, who knows whatever would have happened there, but I guarantee you, if the Orlando Magic were the 5 seed, with all the injuries that they dealt with this season, even if they got eliminated in the first round by Cleveland, Jamahl Mosley would keep his job. But when you have 9, and these are just the examples I have here, there were more. When you have 9 examples of the regular season where you crawled into the play-in, and then, of course, the disastrous game 6, that just shows you, at this time, cannot lead the team. And it was, in my opinion, the right call. I think we got tremendous results from Jamahl Mosley, again, on the defensive side, but we clearly need to bring someone else in with more an offensive mind to balance it out. So then we don't have these collapses, because no team, I don't care how good or bad you are, you should not have this many double-digit leads in the NBA and lose all of them.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing that sticks out to me in this graphic, is that most of these games are double-digit leads.
Right.
Most of these games are double-digit leads. I mean, again, you look at what the graphic says on the bottom, where, again, this was May 1st. They were up by 24 in the third quarter. They ended up losing by 14. They missed 23 shots in a row to end the game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I just don't know. I don't know that there's any coach in basketball that would keep his job after that. Genuinely, like that is brutal.
45 minutes of real time went by between baskets.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. So then comes the question: who would the Orlando Magic take as their next head coach? Because the talk of the town has been, let's get someone that is already established, that has the playoff experience. So, okay, there are possibilities. Well, to me, the biggest possibility would have been Mike Malone. Well, he ain't available. He's now at UNC. So, what coaches are available that fit that category? There are two. And those two are Billy Donovan,
Oh, God.
who has had some playoff experience, but nothing of any substance, and has done a terrible job over his time in Chicago. And it's the type of thing where their GM certainly didn't help with terrible trades that they made, but they had a number of talented players go to Chicago over his tenure, and they never really amounted to anything. And then there's Tom Thibodeau. I do not want either of these people. I have a weird feeling it's going to be one of them. I will tell you, there are a couple guys, though, that I would prefer, but they are assistant coaches who would get their opportunity. Now, Jamahl Mosley was an assistant coach at Dallas before getting this opportunity in Orlando.
Yep.
So if we get a different assistant that has the offensive side experience, my thoughts are either Sean Sweeney, assistant in San Antonio right now, or there are two assistants in Oklahoma City that have both been with the team for over 6 years, and Dave Bliss and Mike Wilkes. Either one of them, if they want a head coaching opportunity with the experiences that they are having developing players, especially OKC was both defensive and offensive side. I mentioned before how the Orlando Magic were fourth in the last 4 years in total defensive rating. Thunder are first. So if you're able to get one of them, I would be on board. I said, okay, let's give this a try. But it's probably going to be Billy Donovan or Tom Thibodeau. And I don't think, I don't know how people will feel about Billy Donovan, because 20 years ago, he signed to become the Orlando Magic's next coach. And then a day later was like, oh, never mind. I'm going to stay in Florida. And so how will that really feel? And if it's Tom Thibodeau, we're already having enough trouble having Franz Wagner and Jalen Suggs stay on the court. If we have Tom Thibodeau's mindset, they're never going to be healthy.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I
What do you think? Where do you think the Orlando Magic should go for a head coach?
I thought for a second you were going to say Doc Rivers. I really did. Like for
oh God, no. Why would I ever say Doc Rivers?
I really thought for a minute you were going to say Doc Rivers. I really did. So
how dare you?
Hysterical. Yeah, I mean, listen, I think the Magic are in a position now where their player development phase is over. Now they need somebody who can take them over the finish line, right?
Yeah.
The scenario that gets beaten to death, right, is the Mark Jackson, Steve Kerr reference, right? Mm-hmm. Where it was Mark Jackson's team. They came up with Mark Jackson, all of those things. Now Steve Kerr was the one that got them over the edge. And I don't know who that would be, Josh. Honestly, I really don't. I mean, I think, there are a lot of coaches out there that could fit that mold. I'm not a Billy Donovan fan. I've never been a Billy Donovan fan. But I do think Tom Thibodeau is worthy of a look. I'll give you that. I think it is at least worth an interview. I am also not, and let me just I just need to double check if he is even available. I'm trying to see.
I believe Tom Thibodeau will be available.
No, not Tibbs.
Because the Knicks, I think, bought out the remainder of his contract.
Not Tibbs. I'm talking about Mike Budenholzer. Like, I think that one,
Oh,
that would be one that I'd be interested in if I were the Magic. I would look at Coach Bud.
I mean, I honestly, as far as coaches that are available that have deep playoff experience, honestly, that is probably the one that I would be okay with out of the ones that we've listed. Because other ones that have been brought up are like Terry Stotts, Willie Green.
I think Willie Green, no. Terry Stotts has had some success. Like,
right.
I don't think Terry Stotts would be terrible.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, Josh, it's just so tough to predict. I think especially basketball coaches, right? Because I think that really is ever changing. It's not like in the NFL where if you hire a great head coach, he's your head coach for 20 plus years. That rarely happens in the NBA.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's a very ever changing landscape when it comes to NBA coaches. So, it's so difficult to kind of figure out who would be the right guy in that sense. I mean, listen, JB Bickerstaff got let go by Cleveland and he was never bad in Cleveland, but they, again, it seems like he kind of stagnated. All of a sudden he goes to Detroit and now they're the best team in the East and they could potentially be winning a championship with that roster. I don't know what that again, and the Cavs hired Kenny Atkinson and it worked out great for them. And again, like there's a lot of moving pieces when it comes to this stuff.
Sure.
So I don't know what the right answer is. I don't.
Here, let me throw one name out at you who has championship experience as a player and has been a long-time assistant coach, and I have been vouching that he should get an opportunity somewhere in the league. I don't care if it's the Orlando Magic, but some team should give him a shot at being a head coach with all his success and length as he's had as an assistant coach, and that is Sam Cassell, currently an assistant coach in Boston.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't someone like him, I'm not saying Orlando, but why doesn't someone like him get a look and get an opportunity to be a head coach somewhere?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, listen, it's so hard to judge because you're not in the room with them. But like Sam Cassell's name's been thrown around for a long time. And nobody's given him the opportunity. I'm curious as to why. I wonder if he is a lousy interviewer. I'm curious as to why that could be, but I don't know. But this is it's very unfortunate for you, Josh. I'm sorry. This is a tough one to swallow.
I don't feel like you're that sad.
I don't feel like I mean, listen, if it's me personally, I could give a rat's ass about the Magic, but see, you I feel bad for you. Like that's the
you feel bad that my prediction was like spot on.
Yeah,
and
right. I feel bad that your worst nightmare of this situation has literally came true.
And let me throw this out at you because they gave me a shout out during their show. I'll give them a shout out as well. My buddy Josh Rodriguez, who hosts the Dime NBA podcast, he texted me at halftime of Game 6, and I will read you the exact text exchange because this was exactly my mindset with everything. So he texted me at halftime. It was, bro, WTF, and then all caps Magic with a bunch of exclamation points. My response, I'm not saying anything for 24 more minutes. Because I knew from the track record, we ain't holding this lead.
Okay, but now I'm kind of thinking that this loss is on you.
Oh, I didn't say we're going to lose. I knew they cut into the lead.
Internally manifest that this
because I'm used to pain, Mike. I'm used to pain and heartbreak.
Listen,
and giving up leads.
I know what heartbreak is, dude. Trust me. Okay. I know what sports heartbreak is. I've been a Cowboy fan my whole life. Since I was born. I was born in 96, Josh. Their last Super Bowl was in 95. Since 95, they have been the laughing stock of the NFL. Sort of. But
they're America's team, man. Come on now.
They are. They are America's team. And they have Caleb Downs now, which makes me very, very excited.
Yes.
All right, let's take our first break. When we come back, let's touch on those Cleveland Cavaliers, maybe even give you a score update. By the way, Cavs are losing halfway through the first quarter, but we'll give you that update after the break. Next.
What up, Cowboys Nation? We are Cowboys Can Fan.
You know, like Canadian fan. And we're big Dallas Cowboy fans. We live stream every Dallas Cowboys game with our unapologetic, intoxicated play-by-play and color commentary, and we guarantee you won't find anything like this anywhere else.
We do that in the ring together?
We told you Not So Bland was here to stay, baby.
And if you like to have a couple cold ones,
Crack 'em if you got 'em, son. Crack 'em if you got 'em, son.
Crack 'em if you got 'em. And watch the Dallas Cowboys play football.
you need to join us 1 hour before the Cowboys kick off, throw your score prediction in our live chat, and if you're right, guess what? We'll send you a shirt, some Can Fan merch. Click the link, check us out, and subscribe if you like what we do.
Oh, and remember, BYOB.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Bring your own boosh.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Bryson Carver, and I'm the host of the Carving It Up podcast right here on the Grid Network, as well as my own personal YouTube channel, Carving It Up with Bryson Carver. On my show, talk about a number of the biggest topics in the world of sports, as well as culture and entertainment, and I include special segments such as Bryson's Best 10, The Ball View, and one of my favorites, Carving Up the Context. I also like to invite special guests on the show to get different insights and perspectives on topics, and most importantly, I love to hear from you, the audience, in the chat below. So check out Carving It Up 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific time on YouTube, Facebook, X, and on Instagram. Check the show out anywhere you get your podcasts as well as on the YouTube channel. Appreciate you guys.
Alex Rodriguez is coming out with a documentary, and it goes into detail. Like, he's never talked about the steroid part of it and all the pressure. You will do a lot more desperate things to try to stay relevant, and you can see that he was straining to be this person that he wasn't, instead of just being the person that he always should have been. Just, I'm Alex Rodriguez, because of imposter syndrome. He had to be somebody that he wasn't. Goes to the Yankees, gets another big fucking contract. I empathize with that, because when you're this great player and people are looking at you and they're looking through you, it makes you realize that maybe Alex doesn't matter. I have to be A-Rod.
Yo, this is Barry Grant Jr. I want to give a big shout out to Mike and Josh, and be on the lookout for more clips from All Even Podcast.
This is Patrick L. Brown, lead journalist here at the Grid Network, reminding you to make sure that you check out all of the latest articles over on the Grid's webpage under the blog section. There you will find the hottest takes in sports, mixed in with some mental health articles as well. Dare to be different? Enter the Grid, your new leaders in digital media, sports, and entertainment. As I always say, stay tuned.
All right, it's great to have you back here on Mike and Josh. I'm Mike Guido. That's Josh Tariff. It is great to have you on this Thursday evening, exclusively on the Grid Network. So, score update on the Cavs and Pistons. It is 16-11 with 4.5 minutes left in the first quarter, with the Pistons leading. I got to tell you, as a Cavs fan, not super happy.
Why is that?
Okay.
Could it be because we're getting playoff James Harden?
They have 6 turnovers
In the first quarter.
In the first quarter. In the first 8 minutes. So first, my technology doesn't work. Then I'm tired. And now, God, could it get any worse? Let's see. How many of those turnovers are due to James Harden? Okay, just one.
One
Just
so far.
one. Mobley has 2. Allen has 2. Harden has 1. And Dennis Schroeder has 1. Terrific.
And Harden currently 0 for 3 from the field. Donovan Mitchell's playing good to start the court.
I can't help but just laugh now.
Well,
Yeah.
let me give it to you like this. The last 5 games, so not counting what so far is in this game, the last 5 games for the Cavs, so 1 against Detroit and then 4 against Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
James Harden, who you repeatedly on the show said he's going to be different.
I did.
He is change man because of this roster. And I said, it is still the playoffs. I cannot trust James Harden. The last 5 games, he is shooting 41% from the field, 30% from 3, and has 26 turnovers.
Yep.
He is averaging over 5 turnovers a game himself.
Yeah.
If that ain't playing with James Harden, I don't know what is.
So you sent me a tweet a couple days ago. And it was Nick Wright. And Nick Wright has been keeping tabs on this. It seems like. And I'll read you the tweet. The tweet says, tonight was James Harden's 181st playoff game. It was also the 45th playoff game that he's had as many or more turnovers than made field goals, which is nearly exactly. That's kind of contradictory. Way to go, Nick. 25% of his career playoff games. So in nearly 25%, a quarter of his playoff games, he has more turnovers than made field goals. I want to throw up. Josh, I'm done. I'm done. I hate being wrong. I hate it. Why have I turned into the what the heck is, oh my God. Why can't I think of his name? Who is the, oh my God, who is it?
I have no idea what you're trying to refer to right now.
I have, hold on. I don't know why I'm blanking.
By the way, James Harden is at the moment out of the game.
Oh, here we go.
They've taken him to rest a little bit, I guess.
Why have I turned into the Rob Parker of the Grid Network, where everything I say is wrong? And not even just a little wrong, egregiously, substantially wrong.
So in our first segment, I called you the get off my lawn guy. And now you're comparing yourself to Rob Parker, who is the definition of a get off my lawn guy.
Mm-hmm.
So you just need to, I don't know, make a more educated analysis. I don't know what I'm going to tell you without me being mean, because I'm not trying to be mean to you.
Listen, that's why I became a school teacher, because if I was any good at this, let me tell you. All right. Anyway, so yeah, the Cavs are causing me pain. They're now down 9, by the way, 23-14 in favor of the Pistons. Right now the Cavs are on pace for like 60 points in the entire game, which makes me really, really happy. Listen, I will say this. I think, and I said this last week, Josh, this whole Cavs not looking great in the playoffs thing is not entirely on James Harden. It is in part because of James
I agree with that. I agree with that. Yeah.
Donovan Mitchell has been very subpar this postseason. He has. It has not looked good for him. So
the main reason is because of what I kept pointing out to you when they made this trade was they're going to have some games during the season where both Harden and Mitchell tear it up. And then when playoff time comes, they're both going to want the ball, and it's going to impact both of them. And we are seeing it in crystal clear, real-time fashion.
Yeah. So
if James Harden was not in the lineup, I'm not saying that might change any of their wins or losses, but Donovan Mitchell is going to be having 30 points plus a game.
I mean, listen, but he hasn't.
Right, because James Harden's there, and they both want the ball.
Yeah, I look, I saw what it looked like in the regular season. I did. And I was duped, and I get it. I'm holding out hope for my own sanity, but I will admit this is one of those scenarios where I saw what it looked like. I saw the shiny new toy, and I was like, you know what? This looks like a well-oiled machine. When James Harden was acting as a pure pass first point guard, it made the Cavs look really, really good, especially with their bigs, right? Jarrett Allen had some career games.
Oh, that game 7 was a Jarrett Allen masterpiece.
It was fantastic. But again, I need to find a new profession because I can't.
Well, let me throw this at you. Let me throw this question at you. Because we're obviously talking James Harden, and last week we were talking about another Hall of Fame worthy scorer. If you got to pick one of these people to be on your team right now for the playoffs, who are you choosing between James Harden and Kevin Durant? Because they're both seem to be right. Because they both seem to be damaging whatever team they're on when it comes to the playoffs.
I would take KD,
and then they've done it for a number of years.
I would take KD. I think that's without question. I would take KD.
But
first of all,
what about? I mean, we know he's a better scorer. We know that
he's a better player.
But as far as like the toxicity in the locker room, like there seems to be more toxicity in the locker room with Kevin Durant. James Harden just disappears on the court, but there appears to be like the toxic issues with KD. So that's why it's just like which wrong do you lean more towards? Because right now, I mean, it's crazy because they're both such legendary, easily Hall of Fame caliber players. I don't want either of them on my team.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I would, if I had it my way, neither one of them would be on my team. Right. And we said it when the rumors were out there about this trade. And we were just like, I was even saying like, is this really the direction they want to go? And I was talking about how bad it was. So here's the thing that aggravates myself about me. I was on the right side of this originally. I was. But then I watched the first 3 games of James Harden's tenure, and I bought in like an 18-year-old enlisted in the military. Like I was in it.
We really need to get clips from those episodes because I distinctly even remember saying to you on the show after it was like 1 or 2 games, I remember saying, it's been like 1 or 2 games. Calm down. This ain't going to last in the playoffs.
And it didn't last late in the regular season.
Yeah.
So
But end of the first quarter, by the way, Detroit is ahead 25-18.
Okay. So listen, there's a lot of basketball.
But if it makes you feel any better, Cleveland scored almost as much in the first quarter as Orlando did in the second half of Game 6.
It's true. I texted. So just to give you an idea of the text exchange that Josh and I had a couple of days ago, he sent me the tweet about Nick Wright, and I said, dude, the pain. and he said, "Don't tell me about pain." Oh man, I knew you were going through it. And you listen, you also sent me that clip from the dime, and I thought that was hysterical.
Yeah,
I really did. I thought that was so funny.
And I will say, so that game 6, thank goodness I had an event to attend that night. I watched the first half at home, and then I had to get in my car to leave. If I stayed at home and had to watch what happened, my TV would be broken.
There would be a Josh Tariff shaped hole in your wall.
Yes. I hopped in my car when Atlanta was up 22, and then when I parked and checked the score, we were down 10 with 3 minutes left. I was like, what just happened? How does this happen?
Did part of you at least laugh a little? Or were you just so angry?
Well, at that moment, I was furious. And then I saw all the tweets and all the stats of all the records that we broke on the negative side of things. And that's when I was just like, this is just like the most hilariously bad half in the history of playoff basketball.
Yeah.
And statistically, it was just that.
Yeah. They scored 16. I can't believe that.
19 second half points.
That is
8 in the fourth quarter.
Insanity.
An 8-point fourth quarter. When you're at home in an elimination game.
That's just unacceptable.
What's worse? Them giving that lead up an elimination game, or while we were on last week when the Atlanta Hawks in a must-win game lost by 51?
Well, that's just getting blown out. Like, that's one thing. I feel like
I agree. I agree with you.
If you're gonna lose big. Don't lose like you did. That sucks. I mean,
I always say if I bet on a parlay and I lose, I want to lose because I just missed like everything in the parlay.
Right.
I just get crushed in the parlay.
Parlay because you missed one leg.
Which happens all the time.
Of course it does. There's a buddy of mine whose younger brother.
2 days ago. I just did it 2 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
What was the one thing on the parlay that I got wrong? The one with the best odds, which was Cade Cunningham over 27.5 points, and he had 23. I had Duncan Robinson points correct. I had Chet Holmgren points correct. I had spreads correct. But the best scorer that was playing in that game was the one I got wrong.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. Listen, like I said, I had a buddy. There's a buddy of mine whose younger brother put in a parlay for the first round of the NCAA tournament. Like the first day of the first round. Okay. 16 games. He got 15 of them right and lost the last one. Like, it's just like that.
Oh my God.
That just sucks, dude. It just does. I'd rather lose every game. Blow me. So if I'm the Hawks, that's embarrassing. But I'll be honest with you. That's what we should have done. And if you're listening right now, chime in the comment section to this question. What's more embarrassing? Losing like the Hawks did, like just getting
losing by over 50 or giving up 22-point halftime lead.
Or losing like the Magic did and missing 23 straight field goals and having 19 points in the second half in a potential elimination game.
Yeah.
What's worse, losing the way the Magic did or losing the way the Hawks did?
Well, I mean, it seems pretty clear what the answer was because one of those teams still has their coach.
Well, I mean, that is also true. And they did trade away Trae Young. So you could make the case that, like, well, listen, they
trade away their best player. Stuff, what is wrong with us? What is wrong with us, Stuff? Answer me.
Oh my God!
Can we go to commercial?
Yeah, listen. I think Stuff is still he's still in a daze from when Aaron Gordon dunked over him in the dunk contest all those years ago. Oh my God!
While standing on a Segway.
While standing on a hoverboard.
Or whatever. Or hoverboard, whatever it was.
Oh man! All right, we'll go to break. Coming up next is Aaron Rodgers finally gonna end this nonsense with the big Pittsburgh Steelers. We'll talk about that next.
Cowboys Nation, what up? It's your boy EJ Savage over here at Boys in the Zone, where it's everything Cowboys related, from the latest news, off-season talk like training camp and draft analysis, and of course, during season game breakdowns and commentary. Would love to see you in the chat kicking it with myself and other members of Cowboys Nation, whether it be a guest that I myself bring in, or Cowboys fan forum videos where I bring you guys on, or even other chat members. We're always live on Twitter and YouTube talking the boys, so really the only thing left to say is, how about them Cowboys? See you there. Peace.
Hey, what's going on? My name is Tim Barnett, and welcome into the Boston Sports Summit. If you're a fan of any of these four teams right here, or you're like me and you love all four of them and you follow them religiously, you're a big fan, this is the show for you. The big thing with this is real commentary and authenticity. I'm going to tell you like it is. If we're great, then we're great. But if we suck, I'm going to tell you that we suck and we need to improve. I'm also not afraid to call out our ownership or front office for making bad decisions, just like I'm not afraid to call out our coaches or our players for screwing some things up or doing great. All right? Because that's what this show is all about. It's about authenticity. So listen, if you're a fan of any of these teams or you're a fan of all four of them, check me out, the Boston Sports Summit, every Wednesday, live at 7 p.m., and it's electric, all right? We're going to go into some great detail about the Sox, Patriots, Celtics, and even the Bruins, and hey, you might even get a guest appearance from my little puppy here. So, it's a great show. Don't forget to tune in every Wednesday, 7 p.m. You can also follow me on all socials, on Instagram, X, and YouTube, Boston Sports Summit. So check us out. It's a great show. It's a great time. Hope to see you there. God bless.
What's going on, y'all? It's Arthur Hurst from the Grid Network, letting y'all know to check out the Saturday morning tailgate starting at 10 Eastern every Saturday. Check us out on YouTube, X, Instagram, wherever you get your podcasts. Tune in for some humor, some great analytics between me, my boy Bryson, and Tim. Again, Saturday morning tailgate every Saturday at 10 Eastern on the Grid Network. See y'all there.
All right, welcome back to Mike and Josh. I'm Mike Guido. That's Josh Tariff. It is great to have you here exclusively on the Grid Network. So as we shift from the NBA to the NFL here, Aaron Rodgers, the story right now seems to be that he is headed to Pittsburgh for a meeting with the team. And reports are saying that it is likely that that ends in him re-signing there. Josh, what do you make of this whole thing? He did not have a bad year in Pittsburgh last year. But what do you make of this whole situation with them? Is this a good move for Pittsburgh? What do you make of this?
It's one of those where it's just like, okay, I guess they're going to do it again, but no one is really going to take Pittsburgh seriously this season. And it's a shame because we always know they have a good defense. Now their defense is getting older, but their defense always still seems to be fairly strong. And then you added Michael Pittman and Rico Dowdle in free agency.
Mm-hmm.
So you definitely added some more pieces for Aaron Rodgers. Does anyone actually think that this team could win the AFC North? Because I don't. And so it's just like, okay, we have at least one more round with Aaron Rodgers. Now him with Mike McCarthy again, bringing the band back together.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And so it's just like, okay, well, how is this more? And you know, Mike McCarthy even better than I do from all his time over, coaching the Cowboys.
Yep.
How is this more offensive-minded type coach going to do with a team that's always been known for their defense?
Yeah.
And now he's going to try to shift the gears with the oldest quarterback in the league.
Yeah, I mean, I've been on record saying that I think it's very possible, and obviously, what the hell do I know? Because given my track record, at least on this show, it's been abysmal. But I think that there's a real shot that Mike McCarthy flourishes in Pittsburgh. That feels like it's a good fit.
Okay.
Again, Mike McCarthy and Pittsburgh certainly have their ties. That's something that's noteworthy. And I think there's a real chance that works out. However, I think Aaron Rodgers just delays that process. I just do.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to work for a year. Like, I think it'll work similarly to how it did last year. Maybe not as good. Like, I think they're going to be a fairly average football team next year with Aaron Rodgers. I just do. Okay.
Yep.
If he's healthy, they'll be fairly average. And it'll be, let me make this
a 9-8 type team.
Right. That's what they'll be. They'll be fairly middle of the road. I want to make this clear, though, because I think them having Aaron Rodgers will make them a better football team than without him, right? Because without him, you're starting Mason Rudolph, Drew Aller, Will Howard. Right? You're starting one of those guys. And I think with one of those guys, your chances of being good are just simply lower. Like, I just don't know how good you're going to be with those guys as your starters, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Aaron Rodgers, I think, makes you a better football team for 1 year, but it doesn't help you long term, right? It stagnates you. It makes your roster 1 year older. So I agree with you, Josh. I don't know. Certainly with Aaron Rodgers, this team doesn't have Super Bowl aspirations. I know that this team, even without him, doesn't have Super Bowl aspirations. But you're now taking again, he's 43 years old at this point, and you're taking him and inserting him into this roster for a second year just to what? Like that's really the thing.
I mean, the one thing that I can think of with it, and I know he's never been one. We always know he's definitely a unique person, a unique personality to say the least.
Yeah.
But he's never really been one in my mind as far as trying to go after individual stats as like some other players or quarterbacks, but he is 12 touchdowns away from tying Peyton Manning for third all time. So if he gets 13 touchdowns this season, he will be cemented in the top 3 all-time NFL passing touchdown leaders, only behind Drew Brees and Tom Brady. And there is the closest to him that's active would be Matt Stafford, who at the moment is 104 touchdowns behind him. So I don't foresee Matt Stafford catching up to Aaron Rodgers.
Probably not, no.
So he would be keeping that spot in the top 3 for a very long period of time.
How far ahead is like Brady and Breeze?
So Aaron Rodgers currently is at 527, Peyton Manning 539, Drew Brees 571. So, I mean, if Aaron Rodgers were to play 2 more seasons, he could possibly catch Drew Brees.
Right, but he's not throwing 50 touchdown passes this season and getting there.
Well, no. I mean, it'd be crazy for him to throw 50 in 2 seasons at this point. So
he could go 25 and 25, but like,
I guess it's possible.
He threw 24. He threw 24 last year. He threw 28 the year before that. So he could, but I agree. I would bet that this is Aaron's last year. I don't know that that's a driving force for him. It just doesn't seem to me like he's somebody that cares about that all that much.
To put in perspective, Patrick Mahomes is roughly 300 touchdowns behind Aaron Rodgers right now. So if we were looking at the youngest one with like high numbers to possibly surpass him that's in the NFL right now.
Yeah, right.
I mean, could Mahomes do that? Sure, it's certainly possible. Yeah. But that's a lot. And that's not counting, obviously, however many he gets this season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Mahomes the last couple of years has kind of stagnated a little bit as far as those numbers are concerned also. Yeah. So, but again, that's a separate conversation. In the case of Aaron Rodgers, I just like the confusing part for me is just the motive behind it. Mm-hmm. Is it just for the extra 2 wins that he'll give you, the extra 2 or 3 wins that he could give you this season? Right? Because with Aaron Rodgers, like you said, they're an 8 or 9 win team. Without Aaron Rodgers, they're what? A 6 win team? Like, are they that?
Yeah, maybe.
That's what I'm getting at. It's like, I don't know. This is my thing. You drafted a quarterback last year, right? And granted, it was a 6th-round pick. Maybe your idea for Will Howard is not what we think, right? But then you just drafted a quarterback in the 3rd round this year in Drew Aller, right? Mm-hmm. At some point, you have to figure out whether or not these guys can actually play.
Yeah.
And next year, you're going into a loaded quarterback class, presumably. So what does that mean?
Right.
I don't know. I don't know what the plan is here for them.
And yeah, we don't really know what their plan is. And I will tell you, as I just double check the score of the Pistons Cavs, Pistons currently had 39-31. And I don't know what the plan is for James Harden, but he currently has 4 points, 1 of 6 from the field, and 3 turnovers.
Yeah.
In 13 minutes.
Yep.
So, playoff James Harden.
Yeah.
Donovan Mitchell playing well tonight, but that's it so far for Cleveland.
They're going to need him. They're going to need him. Listen, I will say this. I think if Harden does not I think if Harden does not play well obviously going forward, I mean, I would find it pretty hard to believe that they would want to bring him back. But I also think this brings up an interesting point on the Cavs that we'll discuss after the break.
What up, Cowboys Nation? We are Cowboys Can Fan.
Like Canadian fan. And we're big Dallas Cowboy fans.
We live stream every Dallas Cowboys game with our unapologetic, intoxicated play-by-play and color commentary, and we guarantee you won't find anything like this anywhere else. We do that in the ring together?
We told you not so bland was here to stay, baby.
And if you like to have a couple cold ones,
Crack 'em if you got 'em, son. Crack 'em if you got 'em, son.
Crack 'em if you got 'em. And watch the Dallas Cowboys play football.
you need to join us 1 hour before the Cowboys kick off. Throw your score prediction in our live chat, and if you're right, guess what? We'll send you a shirt, some Can Fan merch.
Click the link, check us out, and subscribe if you like what we do.
Oh, and remember, BYOB.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Bring your own boosh.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Bryson Carver, and I'm the host of the Carving It Up podcast right here on the Grid Network, as well as my own personal YouTube channel, Carving It Up with Bryson Carver. On my show, talk about a number of the biggest topics in the world of sports, as well as culture and entertainment, and I include special segments such as Bryson's Best 10, The Ball View, and one of my favorites, Carving Up the Context. I also like to invite special guests on the show to get different insights and perspectives on topics, and most importantly, I love to hear from you, the audience, in the chat below. So check out Carving It Up 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific time on YouTube, Facebook, X, and on Instagram. Check the show out anywhere you get your podcasts as well as on the YouTube channel. Appreciate you guys.
Alex Rodriguez is coming out with a documentary, and it goes into detail. Like, he's never talked about the steroid part of it and all the pressure. You will do a lot more desperate things to try to stay relevant, and you can see that he was straining to be this person that he wasn't, instead of just being the person that he always should have been. Just, I'm Alex Rodriguez, because of imposter syndrome. He had to be somebody that he wasn't. Goes to the Yankees, gets another big fucking contract. I empathize with that, because when you're this great player and people are looking at you and they're looking through you, it makes you realize that maybe Alex doesn't matter. I have to be A-Rod.
Yo, this is Barry Grant Jr. I want to give a big shout out to Mike and Josh, and be on the lookout for more clips from All Even Podcast.
This is Patrick L. Brown, lead journalist here at the Grid Network, reminding you to make sure that you check out all of the latest articles over on the Grid's webpage under the blog section. There you will find the hottest takes in sports, mixed in with some mental health articles as well. Dare to be different? Enter the Grid, your new leaders in digital media, sports, and entertainment. As I always say, stay tuned.
You are listening to Mike Guido and Josh Tariff. Buckle up! Buckle up!
All righty, hour number 2.
Mike and Josh.
Here on Mike and Josh.
Mike and Josh.
Exclusively on the Grid Network.
Mike and Josh.
Spit the facts. It is great to have you.
Let's run it back.
Hello, folks. We are back.
Hey, everybody.
Hour number 2 of Mike and Josh. I'm Mike Guido. That's Josh Tariff. It is great to have you. A loaded hour number 1. Keeping tabs on the Cavs and Pistons tonight. 45-36. Pistons lead the Cavaliers with just under 3 minutes left in the first half. So far, Pistons up 1-0 in the series. Again, we'll see how that goes. if playoff Harden is just going to rear its ugly head once again, Josh.
James Harden currently 6 points, 1 of 8 from the field with 3 turnovers.
Attaboy. Attaboy.
4 for 4 from the line, however.
He doesn't miss free throws.
No, he's a very good free throw shooter.
That is something that
he is currently, by the way, plus as far as the Cavs plus or minus, he currently is their worst one right now at -10.
Mm-hmm. Yep. He will play 38 minutes though, and he'll be out there. All right. Plenty of stuff to get to this hour. Coming up in like 15 minutes or so, I do really want to talk about this Draymond, Charles Barkley thing, Josh. It's just such an interesting little story for me. But let's begin this hour. Again, like I said, the Harden thing with the Cavs is like that brings up a really interesting discussion. And it really doesn't just involve the Cavs, but it does involve Giannis.
Okay. I don't know. I have no idea what he's getting to, but I'm intrigued now.
Think about this for a second, Josh. Let me just throw this at you. Okay.
Yep.
The national media, and I'm not as concerned, and I think people inside of Cleveland are not as concerned about Donovan Mitchell's long-term plans in Cleveland, right? I think they feel pretty confidently that he wants to be there. They obviously don't have any plans to move him.
When is his contract done?
I think he has another year or two left.
Okay.
So, but they're worried that, again, if it's another early playoff exit and they don't make any drastic improvements, maybe he'll want to show motivation to go elsewhere.
I'll just say he is locked in. He is locked in for next year and then has a player option for the following year.
Right. So I do think it's a possibility that if the Cavs are let's say the Cavs lose this series to the Pistons, which right now it is not looking all that great. I think there's a real possibility the Cavs try to shake things up in a major way because they look at what they have now and they think that they are super close, right? That's why they made the trade for James Harden, right? They wanted to throw something at the wall and see if it stuck.
Sure.
So they traded Darius Garland, a younger player who a lot of people in Cleveland liked, to bring in a more experienced James Harden, who, again, outside of the lack of playoff success, is a surefire Hall of Famer.
Yes.
Right? So they brought in James Harden for that exact reason. If they take an early playoff exit, are they going to be a team that looks at this and says, we might need to move Evan Mobley or something for Giannis? Like, try to shake it up in a major way, give Donovan Mitchell that true running mate, right? Is that something that you could see happening, Josh? What do you think about that?
Why would the Cavs do that when the king is going to go back to take his throne?
The king?
They're not the king.
You mean this guy right here?
I mean the guy behind you. LeBron is going back to Cleveland for his farewell year. And the way that he's playing right now, he would be, huh? Say it again?
They should want him.
Well, A, they should want him. And B, he is a free agent, right?
Yeah. Is he? Let me double check that.
Because I don't think the Cavs have to, or the Lakers have to trade him. I think he's done. So
he's a free agent.
Right.
Yeah,
so why trade a piece when you could bring in the king? You have him start. Then comes the intriguing part. Not whether you bring him in, would he be willing to come in and be the sixth man? Because
there's no way.
You could do one of two things. You could start him at the 4, move Evan Mobley to 5, and you have Jared Allen come off the bench, or you try to trade Jared Allen for other pieces, or you keep your starting 5 kind of as is and have LeBron be the 6th man.
No, why would Why would you do that? Start LeBron at the 3. Play LeBron at the 3.
Can he keep up with the wings anymore, though?
I think he can. Listen, the offense, if LeBron were to go back to Cleveland,
I'm imagining LeBron starting at the 3, because then your starting 5 would literally all be all-stars at some point in their career on the team.
Well, is Harden...
If Harden stays, Mitchell, Harden, LeBron, Mobley, and Jared Allen have all been all-stars.
That would be the best starting five in the league, without a doubt.
Right.
But I think if LeBron goes to Cleveland next year, James Harden is not there. So what if LeBron?
Oh, so you don't see them playing together?
No, I don't.
Okay.
No.
So if that's the case, then
have LeBron play point
guard. They would try to trade Harden to someone like out west that is playoff bound.
Harden's contract is up.
Oh, he's not even. Oh,
no, he's
in that case,
Harden's contract is up.
Well, then, if that's the case, then you sign LeBron and you let Harden go wherever he wants,
and let LeBron play point guard.
That would be insane.
Let LeBron play point guard. Now
I know LeBron tends to be the ball handler.
No, but again, what I'm getting at is that like we now. I mean, Josh, it's no secret anymore that. It's no secret that we live in a positionless NBA now.
Which I'm annoyed by. Yeah, you're right.
Well, listen. If you're asking me, I'm annoyed by it too. But I think that's the reality of the situation. They could have LeBron play point guard, right, and play around with defensive matchups and stuff like that to, I guess, cater to his old age. At this point, trying to keep him healthy. I certainly think the Cavs would be interested in bringing him back, but I also know that they've had Giannis discussions. So
I just think they would need to break up too many things to do the trade for Giannis.
They also gave up so much to get Mitchell.
Right.
That you're literally talking about like a decade of mortgaging picks and assets.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, they gave up like 4 years worth of first round picks for Donovan Mitchell.
Mm-hmm.
Like they gave up a lot for Donovan Mitchell. And and again, rightfully so. I think it's more than worked out for the Cavs. I mean, he's been a tremendous player for Cleveland. He has been.
Yeah.
But
and by the way, with the term of Cleveland, just so you're aware, they just went to halftime. Detroit leading 54-43, 11-point lead for Detroit. James Harden, 8 points, 2 of 10 from the field, 3 turnovers. Donovan Mitchell currently leading the way with 12 points for the Cavs, and Denise Jenkins off the bench for Detroit, leading them with 11.
Yeah,
a very balanced scoring sheet though for Detroit in the first half.
Yeah, they don't know who to stop here. I'm just looking at the team comparison. The Cavs, well, the turnover battle is actually kind of evened out. The Cavs have 9, the Pistons have 8. It's just field goals. That's the thing that's killing Cleveland right now. Detroit is shooting 52% from the field. They are 7 for 15 from 3. That's 46%. The Cavs right now are shooting 39% from the field and 21% from 3. They are 3 for 14 from 3 tonight.
Also, Duncan Robinson, 8 points and 3 steals in the first half.
Yeah.
Since when is Duncan Robinson getting the steals?
I know. By the way, James Harden and Donovan Mitchell are a combined 0 for 6 from 3-point in this game. Keon Ellis has a 3-pointer. Dean Wade has a 3-pointer.
You have 3 3-pointers.
Evan Mobley has a 3-pointer, and that is it. So, but this is what I'm getting at, Josh, is that like I believe this Cavs team is good enough. I genuinely do.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think this Cavs roster is good enough. But if they lose out in the second round again, I think there's going to be a change that's made. I just do.
I just think the change is LeBron. I don't see the change in going after Giannis. I think you would be giving up too much because you definitely would have to try to include Mobley in that, and Mobley is your backbone. I don't foresee them trying to do something like that.
Mobley is such a good defensive player
Yeah. Didn't he win Defensive Player of the Year last year?
He did. Right.
Yeah.
And again, I love Evan Mobley. Don't get me wrong, but I also think that, and this, I'm not even saying that I would be for this. I'm just saying that I think that there's a real possibility that they try to shake things up. I do.
And I don't have their the Cavs upcoming draft picks in front of me or anything of that nature.
Yeah.
But if you were trying to create some package, and like Milwaukee asks, okay, we want Evan Mobley, we want Keon Ellis, we want Sam Merrill, and then we want like 3 or 4 picks and then 1 or 2 swaps.
Yeah.
Are you going to take something like that?
No, probably not.
Right.
But
that's probably what they're going to offer.
I think the Cavs are not against it. I don't think that they're against it. Because apparently they talked to the Bucks before the trade deadline about it. They've already had those discussions.
A lot of teams talked with the Bucks before the trade deadline about Giannis.
I get that, but I also apparently there was an offer made.
A number of teams made offers.
I get it, Josh, but I'm saying that in their situation, are they not going to more intensely look at this given what they could lose? I think it's possible.
I don't see Giannis getting traded to Cleveland because I feel like they would be wanting too much. I think the crazier story would be LeBron coming back, and then on top of that, telling the Lakers to waive Bronny so then Cleveland can sign him as well.
Right. Well, look, let me ask you this question then, and then we'll go to break. If, let's say, it was Evan Mobley, 2 bench pieces, and a bunch of picks to get Giannis from the Bucks, does that make the Cavs the favorite in the East?
If you add Giannis, replace Mobley with Giannis,
and then you take away like a Keon Ellis and a Max Strus or a Dean Wade or something like that.
So we and we say Harden is still there.
Sure. Yeah.
No.
You don't think so?
No, they're better offensively for sure.
Let's say Harden's not there. Let's say they don't bring back Harden.
Then it's possible.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? And it sounds like I'm joking when I say that, but it's the truth.
But what about the scenario of LeBron coming back and trading for Giannis? Now we're just getting nuts.
Well, you have LeBron and Giannis and no James Harden. Cleveland is definitely the favorite in the East to start the season.
And Donovan Mitchell.
Right. Well, I'm saying he's already locked in.
All right, but that's what I'm getting.
If your starting lineup is going to be in some capacity, including Donovan Mitchell, Jared Allen, LeBron James,
and Giannis,
and then one other guy, and Max Strus is the 5th,
right?
You know,
probably something like that, right?
I mean, you got to work on your bench. You got to work on your bench for sure, but the starting 5 definitely the best in the East.
That's the best in the NBA. That's the best starting 5 in the NBA, without a doubt. All right, coming up next, more Draymond Green stuff.
Yay, Draymond!
Seems it never ends. Draymond Green apparently taking jabs at Charles Barkley. We'll touch on that next.
What up, Cowboys Nation? We are Cowboys Can Fan.
You know, like Canadian fan. And we're big Dallas Cowboy fans. We live stream every Dallas Cowboys game with our unapologetic, intoxicated play-by-play and color commentary, and we guarantee you won't find anything like this anywhere else.
We do that in the ring together?
We told you not so bland was here to stay, baby.
And if you like to have a couple cold ones,
Stop him if you got him, son.
Stop him if you got him, son. Crack 'em if you got 'em. And watch the Dallas Cowboys play football.
You need to join us 1 hour before the Cowboys kick off, throw your score prediction in our live chat, and if you're right, guess what? We'll send you a shirt, some CanFan merch.
Click the link, check us out, and subscribe if you like what we do.
Oh, and remember, BYOB.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Bring your own boosh.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Bryson Carver, and I'm the host of the Carving It Up podcast right here on the Grid Network, as well as my own personal YouTube channel, Carving It Up with Bryson Carver. On my show, talk about a number of the biggest topics in the world of sports, as well as culture and entertainment, and I include special segments such as Bryson's Best 10, The Vol View, and one of my favorites, Carving Up the Context. I also like to invite special guests on the show to get different insights and perspectives on topics, and most importantly, I love to hear from you, the audience, in the chat below. So check out Carving It Up 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific time on YouTube, Facebook, X, and on Instagram. Check the show out anywhere you get your podcasts as well as on the YouTube channel. Appreciate you guys.
Alex Rodriguez is coming out with a documentary, and it goes into detail. Like, he's never talked about the steroid part of it and all the pressure. You will do a lot more desperate things to try to stay relevant, and you can see that he was straining to be this person that he wasn't, instead of just being the person that he always should have been. Just, I'm Alex Rodriguez, because of imposter syndrome. He had to be somebody that he wasn't. Goes to the Yankees, gets another big fucking contract. I empathize with that, because when you're this great player and people are looking at you and they're looking through you, it makes you realize that maybe Alex doesn't matter. I have to be A-Rod.
Yo, this is Barry Grant Jr. I want to give a big shout out to Mike and Josh, and be on the lookout for more clips from All Even Podcast.
This is Patrick L. Brown, lead journalist here at the Grid Network, reminding you to make sure that you check out all of the latest articles over on the Grid's webpage under the blog section. There you will find the hottest takes in sports, mixed in with some mental health articles as well. Dare to be different? Enter the Grid, your new leaders in digital media, sports, and entertainment. As I always say, stay tuned.
We are back, and certainly stay tuned. This is Mike and Josh exclusively on the Grid Network. I'm Mike Guido. That's Josh Tariff. It's great to have you. I can never get enough of the Draymond Green, to say the least. I can't ever get enough of it, because I've been saying for over a decade that this dude's a clown. And so, if you are unfamiliar with the story, allow me to enlighten you.
Please.
So, Draymond Green was a guest panelist on Inside the NBA. And he was with Ernie Johnson. He was with Kenny Smith. He was with Charles Barkley. And Charles Barkley was making, in my opinion, a very innocent, like observation. And he was essentially saying, listen, the NBA is a young man's game.
Yep.
You and Steph and whoever else might need to leave the Warriors in order for you to want to compete for championships again. He was essentially saying,
the run's over. The dynasty's over.
I kind of think your run is over.
Yeah.
And again, anybody with eyes can see that.
Mm-hmm.
Except for maybe Bryson Carver, but anybody with eyes can see that. Okay, I listen. And now Bryson Carver is going to pull a Draymond Green on me. And Draymond then said in response to Charles Barkley, "I think the goal is to not look like you in the Houston Rockets uniform. That's ultimately the goal." Now, again, this could all have been playful. It could have all have been whatever. But it certainly didn't seem like to me that Charles Barkley saw that as a playful comment from Draymond Green. When is enough here? I'm just like, I'm at the point where I don't even care anymore because I've been saying it forever that Draymond Green is a full-blown, full-stop, end of discussion cancer for whatever locker room he's in. The guy has been a liability for the Warriors ever since the late 2010s. He has not been a contributor. He has been very mediocre. And to be honest with you, Draymond Green's not a Hall of Famer. I've never thought that. He's not. He just simply is not. And I understand that championships hold a lot of weight, and I get all of that. But let's be 100% honest about this. The guy averages 8 points in his career. He is an 8.7 point per game scorer in his career. He averages 8 points, 7 rebounds, and 5.5 assists in his career on 44% shooting. He's not a Hall of Famer. I'm sorry. He's not. And I know that we saw all of this being, well, he's a tremendous defensive player. Was he, or was he just a bully? Or was he just a physical player in a non-physical league? To me, he's one of the most, if not the most overrated player in NBA history. And this, again, all lumps into one big thing about how Draymond Green is somebody in sports that I absolutely cannot stand. I am not apologizing for it. I've never liked him. I've never been somebody who's taken anything into, he says, into account. I've always felt that he was a dirty player. I don't think he's a Hall of Famer, and I will rest my case on that, Josh.
So I agree with you on a number of those things. I think the argument as far as for him being in the Hall of Fame, I agree with what you're saying, how the championships add a lot of weight to it. If those championships were not there, I don't think there's a question he's not in the Hall of Fame. I think you could potentially say the same thing about Dennis Rodman. Because if I was comparing the stats between the two.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Dennis Rodman, 2-time Defensive Player of the Year. Draymond Green, 1. Draymond Green, though, more times all defensive team than Rodman. Rodman, you mentioned Draymond Green's career of 8.7 points a game. Flip that, and that's Dennis Rodman, 7.3. Now, right. Dennis Rodman career average was 13 rebounds compared to Draymond Green's rebound total. Yeah. And fewer assists and steals, though, than Draymond. But in my mind, and again, and this is kind of like an old school mentality thing, Hall of Fame caliber players are people in a combination of their stats and how they impacted the game and the players and the style that you play. Mm-hmm. Dennis Rodman, as crazy of a human being as he was then and still is today.
It certainly is.
Certainly is. Now, new WWE Hall of Famer, Dennis Rodman as well, by the way. He transcended the basketball players in a way for athletes can show different ways to express themselves. Mm-hmm. He was kind of a mold for that. So it wasn't necessarily something on the court all the time. It was also things off the court and what he brought. Again, some of it certainly chaotic. Well, a lot of it chaotic, some negative, but there were positives as far as for the mindset for the players. Draymond has been nothing but complainer.
Yeah.
There is nothing that he's done that has transcended or has changed the game or has changed the mindset for players. That's where the difference is. Because again, in both guys, you take away the championships, neither of them are Hall of Famers, in my opinion. The championships did enough to make both of them. And yeah, I know Draymond Green is going to be the controversy when he is up for the Hall of Fame discussion. Now, comparing Draymond Green to Houston Rockets Charles Barkley is laughable, because Houston Rockets Charles Barkley, for 5 years in Houston, at the end of his career, averaged 16.5 points a game, 12 rebounds, and just under 4 assists.
Yeah.
And that's during a time where some guy named Michael Jordan was still playing. Some guys named teaming with Hakeem Olajuwon, David Robinson, Patrick Ewing, Karl Malone. List goes on and on. I would venture to say there are more legends in the game then than there are today. Obviously, there are plenty of legends and Hall of Famers in the NBA today. That's obviously a different topic that we could always go down that rabbit hole if needed. But when you're averaging those types of numbers, when you still had other Hall of Famers on your roster like Hakeem Olajuwon and Clyde Drexler,
yeah,
but you were still able to manage 16.5, 12, and 4.
Right.
Where, hey, Draymond, at the moment, these last couple of years, you have had one. Well, I mean, if you count Jimmy Butler, but obviously he's been there and then hurt. 2 legend all-stars, and obviously the legend Steph Curry. But your numbers are, in the last couple of years, roughly around 8.5, 6, and 5. I'm leaning towards Houston Rockets Charles Barkley over the end of Golden State Warrior Draymond Green. Thank you.
Right, exactly. Charles Barkley, at every single point in his career, was better than Draymond Green at his peak. Like, I'm sorry, it's not a discussion.
It's not even close. It's not even close.
Discussion. And I know, listen, I get
That's
it.
I think the closest Hall of Famer to Draymond Green is Dennis Rodman. Charles Barkley leaps and bounds ahead of both of them.
And I think Dennis Rodman's a better player than Draymond Green is. But I also, listen, if you want to make the argument that Dennis Rodman's not a Hall of Famer, I can have that argument with you. That's not.
Well, no, I know. I feel he is. I feel he is a Hall of Famer based on the things that he did in addition to the stats and championships. If you took out the championships, it's on the edge. But what he did in transcending and expression and all of that, I think might have put him over the top.
Yeah.
All that plus the championships, it was no question to me. And that's why Draymond should not be in the Hall of Fame, but with the championships, he probably will be.
No, he will be. He will. Make no mistake about it. Draymond Green will be a Hall of Famer, without a doubt. But I don't think he should be. I agree. That his impact on the Warriors winning titles is one of the most overblown things in sports. Genuinely. Like Steph Curry and Klay Thompson and Kevin Durant, for that matter, were so much more responsible than Draymond Green was in those title runs.
And so was Andre Iguodala, and so was Sean Livingston. Those two, I think even more so. And then like the last couple, I would put Kevon Looney neck and neck with him for his longevity and never being hurt and playing all the games.
Let me swallow the mic for this one. Andrew Wiggins.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought you were going to say Andrew Bogut.
No. Well, I mean, keep in mind, by the way,
how about Festus Ezeli? No, I mean, I know I'm stretching it with Festus Ezeli, but
Festus Ezeli's a stretch. But like Leandro Barbosa, no, I'm joking about that one too. You got to draw the line somewhere.
Yes.
But like, I don't disagree. At least in the fact, if you want to talk about, I will at least say this, okay? Of the Warriors' big four, right? Of their championship runs, Curry, Thompson, Durant, and Draymond. Draymond's the least valuable, I think, by far.
Oh, by miles.
He is the most replaceable. Okay. Klay, Durant, and Steph Curry are three of the best shooters this league has ever seen. Okay. Steph Curry is the best shooter this league has ever seen. Kevin Durant is a 7-footer, is the best shooting 7-foot wing that we've ever seen. That guy might be the most talented scorer of all time. And then you've got Klay Thompson, who has several 3-point shooting records.
Yep.
And Draymond Green is a guy who kicks people in the nuts when playing defense.
So let me do a different comparison. And again, it's along those same lines what you're talking about. All right, if we're looking at again like a big four, let's go with the legendary Bulls, in their run. So you have Jordan and Pippen, and then your third, at part of it was Horace Grant, the other part was Rodman, because eventually Horace Grant left for Orlando when Rodman came in.
Yeah.
And then your fourth, you're pretty much rotating between B.J. Armstrong, John Paxson, and Ron Harper, because they were able to win and compete just fine with any one of them at that position.
Right.
And that's exactly, if you did not have Draymond Green, but you had a good role player in that position, and there could have been multiple ones, that would have been the same guy. Because to me, during the Curry-Durant era, I know Draymond is considered the fourth of the big four, but realistically, Iguodala should have been considered the fourth of the big four, because he, to me, was closer in those top four than Draymond was.
Iguodala won Finals MVP. Okay,
my point exactly.
Come on, ay.
Give me Iguodala.
Give me Iguodala. The death beam pointed at Earth. Right, Kellerman? Listen, if there's anybody that agrees with us, it's Max Kellerman, right? That's
we're showing support to Max Kellerman right now.
That's right. Listen, look, there's been a lot. That was one crazy take, but I will say that there have been several TV hosts that have been on television since Max Kellerman that cannot hold Max Kellerman's weight. I will say that.
Oh my God. Yeah. No.
Let's
Absolutely.
be realistic about that. Okay.
So everyone has bad takes. Look at Mike Guido. But
exactly.
You can still have the incredible talent and skill to lead and push along a show to be entertaining and insightful. And Max Kellerman does that in spades.
You could make the argument that I, of this show, am the Charles Barkley in a Houston Rockets uniform of this show, Josh.
For a second, I thought you were going to compare. I thought you were going to say that you were the Max Kellerman, and I was going to slap you through the screen.
No, I'm not Max Kellerman. I am not Max Kellerman. I don't know who I am. I really don't. If I had to compare myself.
Now we gotta try to hear from people. And who are we? Who are we for the Grid Network?
I feel like we're not stupid and annoying like Skip Bayless. We're not like just a babbling idiot like Stephen A. Smith. Like, I'm throwing a lot of insults out there, but
you are. You're
really am. And
you're throwing a lot of people under the bus today.
Like their reputation in the media. Let's be real here. All right.
My goal is to try to be half of Ernie Johnson. That's the goal. If I can be a fraction of Ernie Johnson, that would be the greatest.
None of us will ever amount to.
Oh, I'm aware.
What Ernie Johnson is.
I'm fully aware.
But all right, we'll take one last break. When we come back, Josh has a game for me.
Got a little game. Well, depending on whether or not you've heard the news with it, it's either going to be a game or a discussion. Hopefully, it's a game. Hopefully, you haven't heard about it.
I'd like it to be a game.
Yeah.
I might even pretend I don't know, even if I do, just to make it a game.
No, because then you'll cheat in the game.
Then I'll cheat. All right. We'll be back after this.
Cowboys Nation, what up? It's your boy EJ Savage over here at Boys in the Zone, where it's everything Cowboys related, from the latest news, off-season talk like training camp and draft analysis, and of course, during season game breakdowns and commentary. Would love to see you in the chat kicking it with myself and other members of Cowboys Nation, whether it be a guest that I myself bring in, or Cowboys fan forum videos where I bring you guys on, or even other chat members. We're always live on Twitter and YouTube talking the boys, so really the only thing left to say is, how about them Cowboys? See you there. Peace.
Hey, what's going on? My name is Tim Barnett, and welcome into the Boston Sports Summit. If you're a fan of any of these 4 teams right here, or you're like me and you love all 4 of them and you follow them religiously, you're a big fan, this is the show for you. The big thing with this is real commentary and authenticity. I'm going to tell you like it is. If we're great, then we're great. But if we suck, I'm going to tell you that we suck and we need to improve. I'm also not afraid to call out our ownership or front office for making bad decisions, just like I'm not afraid to call out our coaches or our players for screwing some things up or doing great. All right? Because that's what this show is all about. It's about authenticity. So listen, if you're a fan of any of these teams or you're a fan of all 4 of them, check me out, the Boston Sports Summit, every Wednesday, live at 7 p.m., and it's electric, all right? We're going to go into some great detail about the Sox, Patriots, Celtics, and even the Bruins, and hey, you might even get a guest appearance from my little puppy here. So, it's a great show. Don't forget to tune in every Wednesday, 7 p.m. You can also follow me on all socials, on Instagram, X, and YouTube, Boston Sports Summit. So check us out. It's a great show. It's a great time. Hope to see you there. God bless.
What's going on, y'all? It's Arthur Hurst from the Grid Network, letting y'all know to check out the Saturday morning tailgate starting at 10 Eastern every Saturday. Check us out on YouTube, X, Instagram, wherever you get your podcasts. Tune in for some humor, some great analytics between me, my boy Bryson, and Tim. Again, Saturday morning tailgate every Saturday at 10 Eastern on the Grid Network. See y'all there.
All right, welcome back to Mike and Josh. I am Mike Guido. That is Josh Tariff. It is great to have you here. Last 15 minutes or so of our program this evening. And Josh, you've surprised me with, might I say, a game?
It's possibly a little game, but you might be feeling surprised. Cleveland is working their way back in the game right now, down 4, 66-62 with 5.5 to go in the third quarter.
How about
James Harden, 8 points, 2 of 11 from the field. So that is on par.
Donovan is working.
Donovan's having a third quarter right now.
Yeah, Donovan's
like, oh, James Harden ain't doing nothing. I got to be the Donovan Mitchell that people know in the playoffs.
And that's
what he's doing.
That was always the vision that I had, Josh, is that it was still going to be a Donovan Mitchell-led show. But
yeah.
I don't know.
So The fate of whether or not this is going to be a game or a conversation relies on this question that you have to promise me you are going to answer truthfully. Okay. Did you hear the story that came out yesterday by The Athletic when they revealed their results of their anonymous player poll on who players voted as the most overrated player in the NBA?
No. I actually did not see that. And that is God's honest truth.
Okay, so it's like a mini game. It's not like anything crazy because I don't have a set of questions or things of that nature with it.
Mm-hmm.
But this is what we're going to do. So the Athletic came out with this story yesterday that then Bleacher Report then shared with everyone because Athletic, you have to go through a paywall, and Bleacher Report's cool and just shows us. So the Athletic received 81 votes. So 81 players in the NBA voted on this as far as their 2026 anonymous player survey for who the NBA's most overrated player is.
Yeah.
So I have in front of me the top 6 people on that list. And I have the top 6 because there was one person ranked first, a tie for second, 4th place, and then a tie for 5th.
Okay.
So I have 6 players on this list. I'm going to give you a 3 strikes and you're out as far as trying to guess the players on this list.
Wow. I feel like that's not that many.
3 strikes out. But as we go on, I'm going to try to give you, little hints as we go to keep you in it.
Okay.
So your first hint, and I don't know how much this will or will not help you, because obviously at the very beginning, I can't go too crazy with it. There is only one person on this list of these 6 players that is over the age of 30.
Okay, so there's only say that again. So there's only one person on the list that's over the age of 30.
Great. There is one person who I believe is at 30, and then everyone else is under the age. So one over 30, one at 30, and the other 4 are under the age. And I'll also throw this in there as well. And I don't know if this would have been given away. There are no rookies on this list.
Okay.
So with that, try to think of people who you think players in the NBA would deem that their peer is overrated. And I mentioned only one over the age of 30. And I'll even throw this out there to help even more. That one over the age of 30 is not Draymond Green.
Okay, well, I appreciate that because
that was going to be your guess.
No, it wasn't. I know that players in the NBA don't think of him that way, even though I genuinely do.
Right.
All right, I have to really quickly look up how old this guy is. I believe he is. Yeah. Okay. All right. So I'm going to take my over 30 guess now.
Okay. If you want to just try to go with that one right away, go for it.
Is one of them Rudy Gobert?
Rudy Gobert is the one that's over the age of 30 on the list. Well done.
Go.
And he was and Rudy Gobert was one of the 2 that is tied for second.
Wow. Okay. So, but now everybody else is under 30.
There's one that is 30, and then everyone else is under 30.
Okay.
All right. Well, then, so you got that one right. So I'm going to hold off giving the next hint yet and have you just start trying to think of some players in the NBA.
Okay. So now, all right, I'm going to go to I'm going to look at this.
Who's the most overrated player in the NBA? And
No. I'm going to look at the standings because I need to remember. I'm going to try and go team by team a little bit.
Okay.
Under 30.
All right. Tell you what, I'm gonna.
Am I allowed to ask questions or like?
You can, but I can decide whether or not I answer them.
Okay. Are there any like on this list? Are there any like perceived like stars?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. That makes it a little easier. Zion Williamson.
Zion Williamson gives you strike one.
Wow. Really?
I was kind of surprised by that too. He is at least in these top six. He is not in that top six.
I will say this personally. I don't think Zion Williamson's overrated. I really don't.
He's just been hurt.
Right. I think when Zion Williamson's healthy, he's very, very good.
And I think that plays a factor in this because I think, guys that have been riddled with injuries, I think they get the benefit of the doubt as far as their peers calling them overrated.
Yeah, right.
So let me give
my first hint.
Right. So another hint. So all right, so let's see. So there are 5 left on this list. So 3 of the 5 that are still on this list, because you already got Gobert, 3 of the 5 remaining made the playoffs this year.
Okay.
Honestly, I'm just saying this, I will be floored if you somehow guess number 1, because I never would have guessed this person to be number 1. But go ahead and so 3 of the remaining 5 are made the playoffs this year. I'm not going to say whether or not they may or may not currently be in, but 3 of the remaining 5 made the playoffs this year.
Made the playoffs this year. Okay. I'm trying to think. Is it a Celtic? No, it can't be a Celtic. No Pistons. Is Evan Mobley on that list?
Do you want to go with Evan Mobley?
I'll guess Evan Mobley.
No, Evan Mobley is nowhere on that list.
Wow.
Do people like Evan Mobley?
Okay.
All right. So I might have to give you more than 3 strikes.
This is what I'm saying. I feel like this is harder than you think it is.
Okay. Maybe it is. Okay. So now let me do this. Try to help. Okay. I said 3 of the remaining 5 made the playoffs. 2 of those 3 have been eliminated.
Okay. So there is one guy who is still in it.
Besides Rudy Gobert, because you named Rudy Gobert already.
Right.
There's one other that is still in, 2 others that got in and are no longer in, and then 2 others that did not make the playoffs.
Okay. So the Nuggets. I'm thinking Nuggets here. Jamahl Murray. I'm thinking like fringe stars.
So we're gonna reset those 3 strikes. We're just gonna pretend we're starting now, and I already gave you Rudy Gobert.
Okay.
So
all right.
You have 5 left. Okay. So let me.
Jeez.
Okay. Here's another one, and this helps for everybody. Everyone else on this list. So you already named Gobert. The other 5. So already remember the things I told you. 3 of them made the playoffs. 2 of them are already out of the playoffs. 2 missed it. All of them have been all-stars at some point in their career.
Okay.
Because Jamahl Murray, as good as he is, I don't think technically did he make the all-star team this year? Was this his first year making the all-star team?
I don't remember. But okay, so they've all been all-stars before.
Yes.
Okay, that helps. Hold on. I have an idea, but I have a feeling he's older than 30. No, he's not. Brandon Ingram.
Brandon Ingram is not on this list.
Okay, this is hard. I cannot
forget the strike. Forget the strikes. We're just going to play now. We're just going to try.
Rattling off names here.
Okay, here's one other that I'll do for you.
Okay.
So of the 5 remaining, and I don't know, again, this is still kind of broad, but 3 of the 5 are Eastern Conference remaining.
Okay. Overrated.
And only one of these teams, I would say, is considered a bottom of the barrel type team. Because you've been saying the Pelicans multiple times and stuff like that. So Oh,
Yeah,
I was thinking Brandon
and
Ingram with Pelicans, but there he's Toronto now. But.
he's Raptors, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I can't believe how hard this is.
All right, I'm going to help you even more. So the one that I said is bottom of the barrel. This player was. Oh, go ahead then. Before I give you the next.
No, because he hasn't been an All-Star. Never mind. He hasn't been an All-Star.
All right. This one. All right. The one that I said was a bottom of the barrel team.
Mm-hmm.
This player was added to that bottom of the barrel team this season.
Trae Young.
Trae Young is the one tied with Rudy Gobert for second.
Yeah, I was saying. Okay, so I was thinking about Trae Young earlier.
All right.
For some reason, I thought Trae Young was older than 30. I don't know.
So you got the two that were tied for second.
Okay.
I think fourth will surprise you. I think the two tied for fifth, you might be surprised by one of them. And again, I think I could give you 100 more guesses, and I don't think you'll get the one in first.
I'm just gonna throw something out there as a super crazy one.
Sure.
Is Luka on there?
Luka is not on there.
Okay. I was gonna say, how crazy are we getting here? Because if we're talking all-stars and there's no way I would think it, that means there's got to be
none of these people were anywhere near the MVP conversation.
Okay, so it's not.
But they're all-stars.
SGA, it's not
No,
Jokic,
no,
it's not Embiid, it's not any of them.
No.
Okay.
All-stars, but not MVP.
Okay. All-stars, not MVP. Let's go with.
And again, there are three more of these four remaining that made the playoffs, and two of them are no longer in the playoffs.
De'Aaron Fox.
No. No, it's not De'Aaron Fox.
Josh, this is I'm trying here,
Okay.
man.
Okay, but I'll throw this at you then. The one that's in first, that again blows my mind, plays in the state of Texas.
San Antonio, Houston. San Antonio, Houston, Dallas. Dallas. No, it can't be Dallas. He's not a rookie. It can't be Cooper Flagg. It can't be Dallas. San Antonio. Stephon Castle? No way.
No, it's not Stephon Castle.
Yeah, right.
Remember, I said they've all been all-stars as well.
Right. Rockets. No, it can't be Van Vliet.
It is not Van Vliet.
All right, Josh. I reluctantly give up here.
Okay, I'll go through the list here. And again, some of these you're going to kick yourself, and some of these are going to be like, huh. All right, so you got the two that were in second. Rudy Gobert and Trae Young were tied for second. Tied for fifth. Ja Morant.
Yeah.
And Paolo Banchero.
No way do they think Paolo Banchero's overrated.
Well, he's tied for fifth.
Paolo Banchero, if anything, is underrated. He's really good.
He did great in the playoffs, but he has some consistency issues. I know. I watch him on a regular basis.
I get it. I get it. Ja Morant, I totally get.
Yeah.
Ja Morant, I should have guessed Ja Morant.
Yeah. Fourth.
That surprises me, though. Ja Morant is on that list and not Zion Williamson.
Yeah.
That surprises me. Okay, Keep going.
Fourth. Karl Anthony Towns.
I was thinking Cat, but I just never got there.
And then number one, that again, I never in a million years would have guessed it myself. Alperen Sengun.
Wow. Really? Şengün is
Şengün got 12% of the votes of those 81 players to be the most overrated guy currently in the NBA.
Okay. Wow. That's not what I would have guessed. There are people that
that's what I said. That's what I said. Him, I knew you would never get number one. Because I would have never gone to number one. I never would have thought
he's not overrated.
I I'm agreeing, but clearly his peers think otherwise, according to this anonymous survey.
That's crazy.
Now, for all we know, the 81 players that did respond to the survey reside in Dallas and San Antonio and our Lakers or whatever, but just like the teams that they rival with, for all we know.
They're his own teammates. Amen Thompson said that about him.
And then with that said, as we wrap up, as far as, people that are considered overrated, James Harden, after 3 quarters, 10 points, 3 of 12 from the field. However, he did not turn the ball over in the third quarter. Still only has 3 turnovers.
Yeah.
And Detroit is only up 4.
Yeah.
As we go into the fourth quarter.
Cavs outscored the Pistons in the third. The Cavs made it a game.
They did.
They've made it a game again. So we'll see about that. Anyway, that does it for us. That's Josh Tariff. I'm Mike Guido. This is Mike and Josh exclusively on the Grid Network every Thursday at 7 o'clock Eastern. And together we sing.
You are listening to Mike Guido and Josh Tariff. Buckle up!
Mike and Josh exclusively on the Grid Network. Like I said, every Thursday, 7 o'clock Eastern. Make sure you are here for it. Josh, you have anything left to say here?
All I got to say is the other game tonight, Thunder Lakers game 2. Thunder favored by 15.5. Take it. They're winning by at least 20.
We'll see you next week.